Thanks, Mike. And it's just great to see everyone here from around the lake and beyond. Isn't this an amazing property? Yeah. If you haven't been here before, take time to wander these trails. And I certainly, maybe I'll ask Tom to put your hand up, and Keegan over here. These are some of the guys who know the incredible values of this property. The long shoreline here, very rare now on Stony Lake. And when you add it to the East Syndicate Island over here that Norman helped protect, it's really creating this link between the limestone on the southern shore and the shield transitioning to the north. And there are some amazing fossils just over here. There's the glaciers. I mean, they carved through the limestone around here. If you've been on the Vimead trails, there's an amazing cut through the rock. So check out the trails. This huge forest, diverse forest, the little patches of wetlands. I remember we were leading a hike here several years ago. We found a little tiny snapping turtle coming down to the lake. And so there's species at risk, there's all kinds of wildlife. It is an amazing place. And we're really honored to have Norman Stewart here, and before him, Agnes Jeffries and the Jeffrey family and the Northies in this area. It's really quite a history, and when we think back to the history of people stewarding this land, there are fish weirs over here at Lovesick Lake. They're thousands of years old. There's burial sites, there's campsites, there's villages along this shore. This is really an amazing heritage that the Indigenous people have left to us. And I'm just so glad that it's in KLT's hands to carry on that care and that stewardship to recognize both the natural and cultural heritage. Our family has been friends of the Cowan family for many years. My wife, Sue, she had sailed for many years with Norma's brother, Len Cowan. We saw Len a couple weeks ago in Barrie, had a nice visit, recalling memories of sailing on Georgian Bay, and he and his wife being involved in that. So we've had a long connection, and I got to know Norman when I was working for the Land Trust, and over a period of years we looked at East Syndicate Island here. I see Roz here's a steward of that right across the way, and Norman caught on to the idea of protecting his property, and he put what's called a conservation easement agreement on that property to permanently protect it. And here we talked about a bunch of options, and eventually he decided that he would leave it to KLT in his will. And that's an incredibly generous act. It's a vision of the future, and it's a recognition of the growth and maturity of Kawartha Land Trust and all that it is doing. So we're really proud of Norman and what he's done. It's a real legacy for our future and for the future of nature and all our grandchildren and generations to come. So thank you very much for being here, and it's been a pleasure to be part of this process.